so I'm taking that like you believe in the law of attraction and you believe in just the power of energy and vibration. And does that mean anything to you?
It means a lot to me, brother. I thought you'd never ask. I love that stuff. And it's funny because I've been a little skeptical for the last year about that stuff. I was an NLP guy. Now I realize NLP is just the appetizer. All that universal stuff with the energy, with the quantum, I had to really dig deep, specifically the last 3 months, because I was training for a marathon. I was actually out on a big speaking engagement with our friend Meltzer, and I got injured playing football on the beach. And I came home and the doctor said I had a sprained ligament, wear a walking boot. Came back a week later and I was like, my intuition says something different. I'd like to get an MRI. They called me up and they said, well, Craig, here's the good news. Your ligament looks all right. Bad news is we found a tumor on the bottom of your foot. Shook me up. No one wants to hear that word. Allowed myself a pity party for 10 hours. The next day, found the best doctors, got the surgery. Tumor was benign, thank God. Crutches, stitches, all that. Make a long story short, I ended up running the New York City Marathon this past Sunday with very limited physical training due to the surgery. So I had to, the point of the story is I had to dive deep into the quantum energy, electrical signals, all that stuff. And boy, is it magical. I mean, when you start really tapping into that and understanding the vibrations like you just spoke about, that's when the real magic and manifestations happen, and they happen in real time. It's crazy.
And so what sort of specific, what sort of things did you do that, that maybe if somebody's going through that right now that's listening or watching, they're going, hey, I can do that too. What sort of things did you do?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal question. It's just the power of, and people have heard this before, right? But I'm not sure they really understand it. Thoughts become things, right? When we have a thought, it's an electrical signal to the universe. It could be good or bad. If it's good, then that electrical signal to the universe will change your beliefs to be more empowering. And those beliefs will create new habits and behaviors, which are productive, and those will change your results. Once I understood that, although thoughts over the course of the day are random, thinking is not. We can be strategic with how we control our thoughts. So then I started getting rid of disempowering thoughts, kind of like an intruder in your house. Get out of here. And I would incorporate more empowering, productive thoughts, right? And I'll put those out to the universe. Those would change my beliefs on what's possible, start having new habits and behaviors, and those change your results. Bottom line is, your thoughts are everything. It sets out a frequency and a vibration to the universe. The universe will correspond for you or against you. It's why you have to be so deliberate with your thoughts and the frequency that you're in. And again, for the audience listening, this is very tangible. If you wake up one day, or if you're just not in a great mood, take a second and be aware and say, I must have negative thoughts right now. That's why I feel this way. Be aware of that. And then replace them with new thoughts that are more positive, empowering. And then you change your frequency and change everything in your way, on your way to manifestation and all that great stuff.
1000%, man. I mean, my life is a different life because I made different choices. I've been getting up in the morning and saying great things always happen to me. I mean, literally for 20 plus years, I've been saying that every day. I get in the shower and I look in the mirror and I go, man, I'm alive, I'm awake, and I feel great. And so it's just crazy because obviously not every day has been perfect. Obviously every day, I have problems, I have issues, we have, challenges in life. But it's just weird though, Craig. It just seems like I have less challenges and less problems than so many other people. And I look at so many, dull, disillusioned, frustrated, whiny, victim attitude, so many people out there. And I go, it's just, if they would just change that thinking with a more quality thought, maybe their life could sort of take a different direction, because it is magnetic, it is energy, it is vibration. So it's powerful stuff, man. You're right on.
I'm laughing right now and smiling because of how aligned we are right now. And I can tell this stuff gets you so junked up and excited, as it does for me too. So I love this.
Yeah. No, it's just fun because when you're aware of certain things then you can make changes. Even though, crap happens sometimes and you go, oh, I've been doing this law of attraction thing, but it doesn't work. Well, guess what? It doesn't work because you say it doesn't work.
Correct.
I believe whatever we think about with courage, passion, determination will ultimately become our reality.
Good
And
or
so
bad.
good or bad, absolutely. And so you are so right on. And that just kind of leads me to the next thought that I wanted to have with you. And that's just, coaching. You are a mentor, you're a coach. And so the first little piece I want to know is, why do you feel like you are somebody that people can trust? And why do you feel like you have the ability to be able to give people advice to transform their life? And then why do people need a coach? Why should we trust somebody, a mentor, somebody to take us to that next level, especially if we've been kind of floundering around for 10 years trying to change our life and nothing seems to change? Why are coaches so important?
Yeah, phenomenal questions, Daniel. And number one, empathy, right? I empathize with people that are going through stuff because I've been there myself and I know what it feels like to struggle, to feel unworthy, to not have purpose and all that. I also know what it feels like to get over that and to find your passion, to find your purpose, to change your thoughts, to create a whole new life because I've been through it. So, and the testimonials speak for themselves. People that have been conditioned to be a certain way for so long, 30, 40, 50 years, once they buy in and they understand it all starts with this, everything begins to change for them. I have a client that's 75 years young and she feels like she's never been more alive with all the work that we've been doing and so forth. So you got to be able to trust someone that doesn't just practice what they preach what they practice. And I know that sounds a little deep, but they've actually been through it and have come out the other side and experienced and so forth. In regards to why should everyone have a coach? I mean, Tom Brady has a coach, right? Michael Jordan had a coach. All the greats. You should always have someone to bounce ideas off of, someone that can give you a perspective. Even if you're the greatest in the world at what you do, right? There's got to be some ways where you can improve, or someone that can have an unbiased suggestion, or just say, hey, if I were you, I would do this a little bit differently. And maybe sometimes you can't see, the label when you're inside the jar, so to speak, because you're always in it. So it's good for someone to give you just a different perspective. And the reality is it's always good to just have someone there to bounce ideas off, even if you just want to vent or just, and the obvious answer is, if it isn't something that you've done before, just to get experience, right? Someone who's walked the walk already, someone who's done it, not so you can necessarily cut the line, but so that you can minimize potential mistakes and setbacks, and so to speak. It's so important. And this is something I learned later in life. I have no regrets. I believe everything happened the way it's supposed to be. If I had to choose one, it would be that I didn't have mentorship at an earlier age, straight up.
Yeah, and that's, because sometimes, people will look at somebody like you and they'll go, man, this guy's got it all together. He's so perfect, man. Look at how good looking this guy is. And yeah, look at those guns, man. So everybody that's listening right now on the podcast, you need to go to YouTube because we're going to have this up on YouTube. So that way you can see this guy's guns, man. And but what I was going to say is that, sometimes people, they do get intimidated and they do look at somebody like you and they go, man, this guy's so good and he's so well spoken and he's such a great coach and he's helped so many people. And so I want to know from you though, buddy to buddy here, I want to know, what are some of your shortcomings though, and what are some of the mistakes that you made in the past so that, people can kind of understand that, like, we're all flawed, man. We all make mistakes. We all screw up and we all got shortcomings.
Yeah, it's true. Nobody is without their flaws or whatever the case may be. And that's part of the beauty of life, right? It's a journey to self-improvement and self-discovery. I think some things that I wish I did a little bit differently is sometimes I want to do too much, right? I don't want to delegate. I want to take care of everything. I have that A-list type of personality. Sometimes I think I know it all. But more recently, I've been able to become aware and acknowledge the significance and the value of having mentors, mentorship, and so forth. So I've been really tapping into that. And it's just great to have, because I don't know what I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have experience everywhere. So I don't have all the answers, so to speak. So to be able to put your ego aside and understand there's people out there that can help. They've been through it, they have experience and so forth, stuff of that nature. And the only other thing that I could think of right now is I need to exercise boundaries a little bit more. My CLS brand has exploded and I'm very humble for that, but it's still relatively new, right? It's only a year and a half old, believe it or not. As you might know, I'm sure you do, when you're starting something that's relatively new, there's nothing in the world you'd rather be doing, right? People are always like, how are you so excited all the time? How are you so happy? What are you on? I love this stuff. I'm obsessed with helping people. I love seeing the transformations. There's nothing I'd rather be doing, but at the same time, you don't want to burn out. I need to be able to get a little bit better at exercising boundaries. I'm working on it, Daniel.
Thank you for watching our short clips on Alonzo Academy. If you'd like to watch the next short clip, click here. If you'd like to watch the entire podcast, click here.